The 2026 governor's race heating up, and we hear a lot of talk about who can and can't run for Alabama's top office. Senator Tommy Tuberville has announced he's running, but questions are swirling about whether he actually qualifies. So how long do you have to live in Alabama to be eligible to run for governor? Let's verify. If someone is thinking about running for governor of Alabama, they need to meet some basic requirements. But one rule in particular has sparked a lot of debate in this year's race. So the question is, how long do you have to live in Alabama to run for governor? Let's verify. Our sources are the Alabama Constitution and the Alabama Secretary of State's website and stateregstoday.com. Here's what we found. According to Section 117 of the Alabama Constitution, candidates for governor must be at least 30 years old, a U.S. citizen for at least 10 years, and a resident citizen of the state at least 7 years next before the date of their election. But here's where it gets tricky. The Constitution doesn't specify whether those 7 years have to be consecutive or if they just need to add up to 7 total years. Some legal experts say it means 7 consecutive years, and others argue it means 7 total years of residency at any point before the election. The Constitution doesn't spell out which interpretation is correct. This debate is playing out right now in the 2026 race, with questions raised about Senator Tommy Tuberville's eligibility based on his property ownership in both Alabama and Florida. But beyond the time requirement, there's another important question: what actually counts as residency? Now, if you're asking how long you have to live in Alabama to be a resident, the answer actually varies depending on what you're talking about. For example, to vote in Alabama, there's no minimum time requirement. You just need to be a bona fide resident with intent to stay. But for in-state college tuition, you need 12 consecutive months of continuous residence. And for filing for divorce, you need 6 months of continuous residency. What all these have in common is the concept of legal domicile. According to state regs today in Alabama, domicile isn't just about how long you've been here, it's about where you intend to make your permanent home combined with physical presence. So just owning a house in Alabama or being registered to vote here isn't automatically enough to establish domicile. Alabama looks at several factors to determine your domicile: where your driver's license is issued, where your cars are registered, where you pay state taxes, which house you claim for a property tax break, and most importantly, where you actually spend most of your time. So we can verify that the Alabama Constitution requires 7 years of residency to run for governor, but it doesn't specify whether those years must be consecutive or just add up to 7 total years. If you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.